I am before you, and I see what no one else sees. It wasn't by chance that you took a deep breath, and it wasn't by chance that you decided to pause for this message. I am the one who moved time, who aligned the heavens, and who created space in your day so you could be here at this exact moment. You could have ignored it. You could have turned away. You could have closed the window, but something stronger pulled you in. That something is me. I am the one who calls you by your name, who knows the thoughts in the quiet of your mind, and who listens even to the thoughts you try to push away. The battle you're facing right now is a battle for your attention. There is an invisible war taking place. So when you feel distracted, when your mind tries to wander, or when the urge to leave grows stronger, it's not just a coincidence, it's resistance. The enemy knows that every word you hear here is like a spiritual key that opens doors, breaks chains, and destroys patterns you can't even explain. While you may think you're simply watching a video, I am writing your destiny. You're not just in front of a screen. You are in front of me. This space has become an altar. This moment is a sacred one. I remember your silent cry. When you turned to the wall and whispered that you needed a sign, I heard you. I saw the tears no one saw. I felt the weight on your chest that no one could name. I was there when you thought no one was noticing, when you thought you were alone but you weren't. I recorded every breath filled with pain. I saw it every sleepless night. I did not despise any of it. And today, right now, I am answering your unspoken prayer. You didn't find your way here by chance. Something greater is in motion. Promises are being activated. Answers are being released. As your eyes move across these words, angels are positioning themselves around you. You may not see them, but things are already changing. A lightness starts to touch your spirit, and a strange peace begins to fill your heart. That burden that seemed too heavy to carry is starting to lift. You feel something different because you are different. It's the touch of my presence. What I am doing now doesn't rely on logic or reason. It's not the result of calculations or coincidences. It's the fruit of my faithfulness. That's why I ask you to stay. Don't walk away. Don't think you've figured everything out yet. The greatest moment is still ahead of you. Every second you spend here is a seed for your future. Every moment is a record in the book of life. To remain is to obey, and to obey is to unlock the door to miracles. I don't want just part of you. I want all of you. I don't want your divided attention. I want your whole heart. It's in this moment that I plant something that will bloom in the days to come. If you stay, you'll see things you never imagined. What felt like an end will become a new beginning. What seemed like a defeat will turn into a testimony of victory. What you thought was silence is actually the answer. That's why I urge you, don't leave. Don't give up. Don't let anything take this moment from you. You asked for change, but I'm offering you even more. I'm giving you a restored identity. I'm giving you honor in the eyes of those who doubted you. I'm bringing freedom in areas where you stopped praying. I'm pulling up deep roots, touching old memories, healing wounds you thought had already been healed, but still hurt in silence. All of this is happening now because you are here. I know how difficult it was to get here. I know how hard you fought against giving up. I know about the battles no one saw, the thoughts that stayed hidden inside you. But your perseverance proves there is faith in you, and faith, even small, is enough to move mountains. By staying, you're declaring with your spirit, I believe. And those who believe receive. Those who stay gain access. Those who trust will see. So don't let this moment pass without a response. Make your action a prophetic declaration. Comment now, I choose to stay. Don't do it out of habit. Do it as someone who sows in the Spirit. He who sows with faith reaps miracles. This simple action is a seed planted in the unseen. Every letter you write is a mark before me, a key that unlocks what has already been prepared. I do not speak in vain. What comes from my mouth does not return empty, it accomplishes its purpose. This word is meant to set you free, to restore, to renew, and to transform. You will not leave here the same as you came. Something is changing right now. The atmosphere around you is no longer the same. Your life will never be the same again. This is just the beginning of something extraordinary, and the start depends on your decision to stay. Take a deep breath. I am here. I have already begun. The place you stand now is no longer the same as when you chose to remain. You may only see 4 walls. It may just be a simple room, a quiet hallway, a space that seems unnoticed by anyone else. But I see an altar. I turn the environment into holy ground, because where my voice is welcomed, heaven meets earth. You are not simply facing a video. You are encountering my presence. The screen becomes a window, your seat turns into a pulpit, and this moment becomes sacred. What seemed like a usual experience is actually a divine meeting. The physical place you are in is touched by eternity. That's why you feel something different. That's why the air feels lighter. That's why your heart begins to warm. That's why your mind calms down slowly. It's no longer just a space. It's an altar created in the unseen. Every second here is important. Every word you take in is a seed. Every choice to stay is an act of faith written in the heavens. As you read, invisible changes are happening around you. Angelic beings are watching. Unseen chains are breaking. Old agreements are being destroyed. What seemed like endless cycles is now being interrupted. The spiritual atmosphere is being rearranged because you decided not to leave, not to give up, and not to be distracted. There is a clear line between before and after. That line is being drawn right now, where you are. Do not overlook the quiet. Do not underestimate the simplicity. It was in the silence that I heard your cries. It is in the simplicity of this moment that I bring forth greatness. Many think they need something grand for change to begin, but I use simplicity to confuse the strong. You didn't need to be in a big temple full of people. You didn't need large, visible signs because the altar was formed right where you are. The altar is your perseverance, your surrender, and your open heart. The enemy fears this altar, so he tried to distract you, wear you down, and make you believe nothing was happening. But now, you see that something is happening. A different atmosphere surrounds you. An old weight begins to lift, and new hope starts to bloom. None of this comes from you, it comes from me. I prepared this environment myself. That's why you feel that every second here matters, because it does. Every moment is an eternity etched in time. Every breath is a silent prayer rising like incense. Everything you thought was lost is being reorganized in front of this altar. Your thoughts are becoming clearer. Your fears are losing their strength, and your insecurities no longer have the same power. I touch your mind, align your spirit, and purify your emotions. The weight you couldn't name fades away because my presence does not share space with oppression. Where I am, freedom comes. Where I am welcomed, light pushes away all darkness. It is here, in this moment, that portals open, portals of ancient promises that were kept for just the right time. portals of answers that hadn't arrived yet because it wasn't the right moment. And now, the altar before me activates what was once held back, releases what was blocked, and speeds up what had been stagnant. You don't need to understand how. You just need to remain. With every word you read, something new opens up for you. Don't take this moment for granted. Don't belittle this altar. Don't think it's just a video, because it's not. This space was chosen for an encounter. This moment was marked by destiny, and I wouldn't let you reach it without a purpose. What seemed like an ordinary notification is now revealed as a divine call. You are not just a spectator, you are a participant. Your presence here is an act of intercession, your reading is an agreement, and your attention is a form of worship. That's why I tell you, don't keep to yourself what you receive. The blessing that grows is the one that is shared. Just as this altar was built where you are, it can be built in another heart when you speak this word. Share this message now, not as someone completing an obligation, but as someone carrying out a mission. There are people on the edge, about to collapse, who need the same breath of life that is reaching you today. When you share, you don't just send a link, you open a portal. You become a bridge, a channel, and what you give, you also receive double. When you work with what heaven is doing, heaven works with you. This is the power of the invisible altar. It is not bound to one place, it grows and spreads. It will touch homes, rooms, quiet phones, people you never imagined. And everyone will know that it wasn't you, it was me through you. The altar is already lit, the flame is burning, and the transformation has already started. Stay here, because I still have more to release in your life. Every moment you choose to stay is not wasted. Every second you spend listening to my voice is recorded as a spiritual key. You cannot yet imagine the greatness of what is happening right now. When it seems like nothing has changed, that is when I am working most intensely. Don't judge what I am doing by what you can see with your eyes. I am working in places you can't reach on your own, breaking invisible bonds, opening doors that seemed shut, and clearing paths that appeared blocked. Your decision to stay is not small. All of heaven watches this moment. It's as if, with every second, you say with your spirit, I believe, I choose to trust, I choose to stay. This simple act breaks the cycle of doubt, defeats the force of surrender, and declares that your future is in my hands. When you stayed, you sow faith, and even the tiniest seed of faith, as small as a grain of sand, can move mountains. It's not the absence of fear that shows faith. It's the strength to stand firm even in the middle of chaos. I know how many times doubt tried to shout louder. I know how many times you thought about giving up. I know how many times you felt continuing was pointless, but still, you pushed through. This is proof that faith is still alive within you. It doesn't matter how weak you feel. What matters is that you're still here. And that alone is a victory. Faith doesn't need to be enormous to be real. It just needs to be genuine. And your sincerity is opening doors in the unseen. Right now, I am unleashing changes that cannot be undone. There are chains that will never bind you again. There are voices of accusation that will no longer have power over you. Doors that once kept closing are now opening before you. Because to remain is to resist, and those who resist remain firm until they see the promise fulfilled. What seems confusing today will one day be seen as a turning point. This is the moment that marks the division between what was and what will be. I honor those who honor me. I do not overlook those who choose to believe. Just as I saw you persevere, I will make others see your victory. Just as you remain silent in your struggle, you will be exalted publicly. The time of shame ends, and the time of honor begins to unfold. You will not be remembered for your failures, but for your triumphs. You will not be known for your rejection, but for your victory. This is the power of a decision that changes destinies. You asked for transformation, but I bring solid change. I will not just change the things around you. I will make a new identity grow within you. You will no longer be a slave to instability because you are learning to stand firm on the rock. Your emotions will no longer shift you, but you will stay strong in faith. What once made you uncertain will no longer control you, because a new strength is rising within you. Every choice you make before me is a seed that will grow and bear fruit in its time. This moment will be remembered as the day everything began to shift. You will look back and understand. It was in that moment, in that decision, that everything started to come together. This is the proof of my faithfulness. I turn small actions into great outcomes. I multiply acts of faith into incredible results. Do not allow doubt to take away what I have already planted inside you. Don't give room to the voice that tells you it's all pointless. I assure you that it is worth believing. What I have prepared for you is far greater than any loss you have experienced. What I am releasing into your life is more than the pain you have carried. A future is being built right now, and you are already walking in it. So, make this moment a mark, not just in your spirit, but in your actions. Like this video and subscribe now as a prophetic step of commitment. This simple act is a declaration before heaven that you choose to stay, that you want to keep listening, and that you refuse to stop here. What begins with a click becomes an eternal memory, because every action in the natural world connects with the supernatural when it's done with faith. I have already begun, and I will not stop. Your decision to remain opened a path no one can judge. What seems small is becoming something extraordinary. This is only the start of the story I am writing in you. Breathe deeply. Stay with me. The best is yet to come. I saw every moment when you withdrew into silence, thinking no one noticed. I saw you go into the bathroom and let the tears fall, as if that was the only safe space to let it out. I saw you late at night, eyes wide open, unable to rest, even though your body was exhausted. And no one else saw it, but I was there. I was present in every moment when the weight felt too heavy and loneliness felt like the only companion. I saw you smile, pretending everything was fine, even though it wasn't. I saw you try to be strong for everyone else, hiding the pain inside. I saw the mask you wore to protect others, and I know that mask weighed more than any burden you carried. While everyone thought you were okay, I knew about every invisible fight, every tear you held back, every pain you suppressed. I saw you check your bank app with a racing heart, not wanting to see the numbers. I saw you calculate in your mind how you would manage with what little you had left. I saw you stand in front of an empty closet, staring at the void, a feeling stronger than any words. I saw the weight on your chest, the difficulty in breathing, the feeling of being alone in your struggles, but you were never alone. I was there. You thought no one saw, but I did. You believed that no one cared, but I did. You thought there was no way out, but I was already making a way for you. I didn't let anything slip by unnoticed. Every sigh, every tear, every thought of giving up was heard by me. I don't overlook anything you feel, because every little part of your life matters to me. I also know the promises you made to yourself, the ones you might never have said out loud, but the ones that left a scar in your heart, I'll never trust again. I'll never open up again. I'll never expect anything from anyone. I saw you build walls around yourself, trying to protect your heart from being hurt again. But those walls, while keeping the pain out, also stopped you from living fully. I know how much that hurt. I know how those scars have shaped the way you see yourself. Loving you and through was unnoticed. Every pain was marked, every tear collected, every sleepless night remembered before me. I didn't take any of it for granted. Even when you thought I was far away, I was close. Even when you thought I didn't care, I cared more than you could ever imagine. I don't deny your pain, and I don't downplay what you've been through. I don't hide the depth of your wounds. But I tell you now, none of those things define who you are. You are not the abandonment you faced, nor the rejection, nor the lack, nor the silence you lived through. You are more than all of that. You are what I say you are, and I say you are mine. Even when you tried to hide from others, you couldn't hide from me. I know the deepest part of your heart, even the things you try to deny. I know the weight you haven't shared with anyone, the battles you fought on your own, the tears you cried when no one else was around. I know because I was there, and now, in this moment, I bring all of this to light not to shame you but to heal you. I do not reveal wounds to condemn, but to heal. I do not bring up pain to make it worse, but to take it away. I remind you of everything you thought was forgotten, because nothing is ever lost with me. And from today, I will start turning every tear into a seed of hope. You thought silence would last forever, but I am the voice that shatters it. You believed pain would never end, but I am the healing that restores. Did you think loneliness was your fate? But I am the companion who never leaves. I have seen everything you've been through. I have been there with you, and now I'm here to show you that none of it was pointless. From this unseen altar, I begin to undo what seemed impossible to change. What once caused pain will become a powerful testimony. What once was shame will now become honor. What was lost will be returned. I am the one who writes new chapters, and your story doesn't end in sorrow. Today, I begin a new chapter for you. Breathe deeply. I am here. I have always been here. I will let the emptiness define your story. I know every detail of your struggle, the weight of every bill, the fear of every morning, and the worry that fills each night. I saw the moment when you thought there was no way out, when you felt that what little you had wouldn't be enough, and that another defeat was coming. But today, I tell you that the time of lack is over, and a new season is starting. I am the source that will never run dry. I am the provision that can't fail. I am the help that shows up when everything seems lost. Don't limit your vision to what your eyes can see. An empty closet is not a curse. It's a sign of multiplication. A tight budget is not a judgment. It's a signal that a bigger door is about to open. A paycheck that doesn't stretch far enough is not the end. It's a reminder that you don't rely on the world system but on heaven's supply. I am the one who multiplies. I am the one who makes a path through the desert. I send resources from places you never thought possible. You were not meant to live in lack or depend on the pity of others. You are an heir, and heirs don't beg. You were never meant to crawl through life, but to walk with dignity. The shame you have carried will no longer be seen as a burden but as a story of victory. What once was lacking will overflow. What once caused humiliation will turn into honor. The provision I send isn't just money. I send peace that surpasses your fears, ideas that open doors, and connections that reveal hidden opportunities. I don't just want to fill your wallet, I want to fill your life with purpose. There's no point in having abundance on the outside if your heart is still empty. I am the God who provides in every area, not just one. The food will come, the bill will be paid, but with it, you will receive the certainty that you are not alone, and you never have been. As you read these words, something is already moving behind the scenes. I am touching hearts to grant you favor. I am shifting circumstances that have been stuck for years. I'm opening doors that seemed locked. I am releasing resources that were held back. None of this is by chance. It is a direct intervention from heaven in your life. Do not fear what's ahead. Do not look to the future with worry about what might be missing. I am the owner of every season, and in each one, I provide what is needed. The manna came in the desert. The multiplication happened before the crowd. The oil multiplied in the widow's home. Every impossible situation became a stage for my faithfulness. And now, it's your turn to see this happen. I know you have often thought about giving up. I know you've considered stopping the fight because it seemed like it was no longer worth it. But before you fall, I step in. Before you lose everything, I send help. Before pain overwhelms you, I release hope. I am never late because my timing is always perfect. Even if you think it's already too late, I tell you that now is the perfect time. So lift your head up. Don't look down like you've been defeated. Look at me and understand that I've already made a way. You won't be remembered for your lack, but for the miracles. You won't be marked by scarcity, but by abundance. I am writing the story of your life. Where the world saw failure, I'm writing victory. Where they said you would have nothing, I will show you that you will have more than enough. Now I ask you for a step of faith. Don't just feel it, declare it. Do this as if you are planting a seed in the unseen and activating what is already prepared. Comment 777 now as a prophetic sign of the perfect provision I'm releasing upon you. This number is no coincidence. It's a spiritual code of completeness, a symbol of endless abundance. By writing it, you confirm in your spirit what I have already done in your favor. The door that seemed shut now opens. The resources you thought were lost are returning. The dignity you felt was gone is being restored. I am the God of provision, and today I am opening a portal for you. This is the start of a new chapter. Take a deep breath. What once was scarcity is now turning into abundance, and you will see for yourself the difference between the season of pain and the season of honor. Nothing you've gone through was lost. Every tear that fell in silence has been recorded before me. Every pain you thought was ignored was kept in my care. You thought you were alone, that no one cared, that your suffering meant nothing. But I tell you, none of it was in vain. I used every detail of your story to prepare something much greater. What seemed like a delay was actually preparation. What felt like loss was part of a divine alignment that is now unfolding. I don't disregard any chapter of your life. Even the days of shame and silence shaped your faith. The humiliations you faced were not signs of being abandoned, but seeds planted for a time of honor. The places where you were rejected will be the very places where I will show the world your victory. Those who doubted you will see for themselves what happens when I choose someone. You thought you were falling behind, but in reality, you were preparing. You believed others were moving forward, while you stood still. But I was working on you from the inside so you could handle the blessings I am releasing now. I do not delay. I act at the perfect time. My preparation doesn't take away, it multiplies. While you thought nothing was happening, I was already paving the way. While you felt like you were standing still, I was aligning people, places, and opportunities. Now, in the unseen, everything is falling into place. I am connecting hidden points, raising people to positions of influence, and opening doors that were once closed. I am placing resources in the hands of those who will use them to bless you. The alignment has already started. It's not by chance, it's fulfillment. It's not by chance, it's a promise. Even the moments when you thought you had lost everything, all of them will now be turned into victories. The tears that once watered the earth are now turning into seeds of harvest. What you thought was failure will become your testimony. What seemed like the end is actually the beginning of something new. For I am the God who wastes nothing. I specialize in turning pain into life, shame into honor, and silence into testimony. You will not be remembered for the times you fell, but for the times I lifted you up. You will not be marked by abandonment, but by the faithfulness I showed you. You will not be defined by your defeats, but by the victories that will come from them. The invisible alignment I am arranging will make everything fall into place. Even what seems undeniable today will soon be revealed as part of a greater plan. When you look back, you will see that I was never absent. Every closed door was protection. Every delay was training. Every moment of silence was preparation. You will understand that everything worked together for your good because I am faithful. And when it all comes together, everyone will see that it was my hand that wrote your story. Don't keep this hope to yourself. There are others who are on the verge of giving up. Others who think their tears are wasted, that their pain means nothing. They need to know that nothing is ever lost. They need to understand that there is alignment even in the unseen. Share this message now so that others don't lose hope in silence and can find the same encouragement. This act is not just an action, it's a prophetic mission. When you share, you sow seeds, and every seed you plant will return multiplied. Not only will you give hope to someone else, but you will also strengthen your own faith because what you give to others is part of the harvest I'm preparing for you. The alignment is not just for you alone. It's for everyone. What I do in your life will become a testimony for others. Your life will be an open letter showing my faithfulness.